Hello everybody, I am David van de Kamp, a designer behind Victoria Shawl. Now I wanted to make this film so that I could give you a few tips and demonstrate a few techniques used and needed to knit this shawl. Now I've intended this shawl to be for an adventurous beginner. And I've seen some of the beginner knitters joining the cow the Irina has organized. So I wanted to do this short film and give you guys a little tip. So here I've got a little sample started and we'll get to that in a minute. First, I wanted to talk about the chart in the pattern. So there's a few charts and there are no written instructions. However, reading a chart is rather simple. So I will be working these two rows here, so row 21 and 23, since these demonstrate all the techniques that are important. So when reading a chart, start from right to left, row by row, and you have a little key, a legend, showing what each symbol means and represents. Now, wrong-sided rows are not included in the charts because they are all purled, so you will only read the chart from the right side, and then when you come to do the wrong side and turn, you will purl all stitches. So, another tip that I wanted to give is the use of stitch markers. Now, if you look here in the chart, you have a repeat marked in red, and you have a side panel on each side. My suggestion would be placing a stitch marker on the side panels and one on each of the 4 repeats of the center panel. This way you can easily keep track of your mistakes, if there are any, and in general your work. So to begin with knitting, a really good tip, I'm using short double pointed needles because they are more manageable on camera. To start, I'm going to be working the row 21, only the center repeat. So you can see here that it starts with knit stitches, so they are plain, and I shall do that. Now when knitting your edge stitches, always give it a little pull, because you do want your edgings to be nice and even. Another tip would be to keep all of your stitches bunched up like so, and to knit on tip of your needles, for this will give you better definition and it will be much faster. So I'm going to knit as it says in the chart. So it says knit 5 stitches plain, so that's 4 and that's 5. Now we come to a right leaning decrease, which is a knit 2 together, and it's called the right leaning decrease because it goes in the right direction. So to knit 2 together, you can just give a little tug on the first stitch and then knit both of those together like so. Next we have a yarn over, so we do that and knit 1. Then we have a left leaning decrease, which is a slip slip knit, and it's quite easy. So you want to slip the stitch, slip one more stitch, use your left needle and place in the front loops of those 2 stitches, and then you knit them together, and this decrease will move your stitches to the left. Then we have a yarn over, and if you look here, there's a B in the chart, which means you want to knit the stitch through the back loop. So instead of going this way, you want to go in the back of your work, like so, and knit it. Yarn over, and then again we have a right lining that knit two together. So like I said, give a little pull on that one, and don't worry, it will not make your stitches uneven. So knit those two together. Then we knit one, and now we come here, which is the tricky part. This is a knit three together, which is not very easy and comfortable, not even for me. What helps is having really sharp needles. These are a little bit blunt for my taste, so sharp needles really help with this. So what you want to do is you want to give a really nice pull on that first stitch, and then give a little pull to two stitches, and you want to use your left hand fingers to pull down on your fabric, which will create space. So what you want to do is you want to somehow try and get that needle in there. So you can turn your work slightly, so rotate your work, that way your needle can go in there. And then you simply knit those three together as you would any other stitch. Then yarn over and knit to the end of row. So that is row 21 knitted. Now we come to a wrong side row, which again I said is not charted, so you want to purl all the stitches, which I'll do quickly. You'll just have to bear with me. And like I said, keep your knitting on the tips of your needles. This will make a huge difference, believe me. It really allows the stitches to be the same size and will keep them really knit and tight together. Right, so that is a wrong side row done. Turn your work, and then we have row 23. So like before, we'll start. This one starts with knit 4, give a little pull on that first stitch, so that's 1 and 4. We then come to knit 2 together, and again give a little pull and knit those 2 together. Then we have a yarn over. If you are a continental knitter, you can yarn over by simply bringing the yarn forward and knitting into the next stitch, just like so. I'm more comfortable with English style, so just bring the yarn forward and knit into the next stitch. Another symbol that is here is this with 3 legs, which represents a treble decrease. So you decrease 2 stitches, actually double decrease, so you decrease two stitches from 3. And to do this one, you slip 2 stitches to your right hand needle, knit 1. Sorry, I didn't do a yarn over there. So make your yarn over, slip 2 stitches, knit into 1, and then these 2 stitches that you slipped, you want to insert your needle as if you were to do a slip slip knit, and then keeping tension on the stitch you've knitted, you want to pass these 2 stitches over the first one, and that gives you a double decrease. Yarn over. You want to knit 2 stitches. One more time we do a knit 2 together, so give a little pull to that first stitch, insert your needle in both and knit them together. And I'm going to knit till the end of row here. So this gives you your pattern and makes it much easier. So follow these tips. So if you can look here in the actual shawl, what we did right here is this section here. So this is those 2 rows go in here, you can see. Of course, all the decreases will be much easier to do in finer yarn. This is fingering weight, so if you're using cobweb or lace weight, it will be much easier, for there is more space in the stitches to do those decreases. Anyhow, those would be my tips. I hope they were helpful. If you have any further questions, feel free to send me a private message and I shall be delighted to answer or give any help or advice needed. Anywho, thank you for watching and good luck with your Victoria shawl. Bye!